I think my favourite thing about it is that you can get from A to B without having to use a road.
I think it's an amazing resource to have just such a great cycle path right the way to the city centre.
It gets called cycle path all the time. It's not the cycle path, it's the railway path.
One of the main problems is the discourteous pedestrians using the whole cycle lane.
There's kind of, I guess, a conflict between people travelling quite fast on a metal bike and children potentially being slightly unpredictable.
If you ask them nicely to move out of the way, they don't necessarily respond.
We are going to be implementing what we're calling a play zone. We're going to be doing really practical things like cutting back a lot of overgrowth and revealing spaces where people can sit and congregate.
This is about ensuring that the railway path is seen as a park for local people, as well as being a really sustainable commuter route.
We're hoping that this will just subtly change people's behaviour over 4 weeks, and we'll see if it works.
So when I was younger, I used to cycle and I used to have to get a train, so I'd go as fast as possible. And then once I started working in town a little bit more, I used to walk, and I suddenly realised not even going that fast on a bike feels incredibly fast when you're a pedestrian. So now I leave more time and just go a little bit slower on my bike because I know how horrible it feels as a pedestrian.
So the board and suggestions books have been here for about 2 weeks now, so every few days I just come and see what people have been saying. This one says, "Thank you so much for the xylophone, love the artwork and the big star." Another suggestion here says that pedestrians should follow the country code and walk on the right hand side so they can see oncoming Lycra louts. So yeah, some good suggestions there to add to our pile. Always have the music. Have a yearly festival, so a lot of these suggestions point to maybe more kind of social use of the space. Someone's written there that they love Danny, so that's nice.
The reason I'm here this morning is to meet a cyclist who also uses the railway path, so we can have a chat about our different perspectives.
Hi.
You're right.
Yeah,
Nice
I'm Anna.
Patrick, nice to meet you.
I think there's a place for perhaps spending some money on more signage that, kind of talks about the fact that, it is a shared space between pedestrians and cyclists.
I think it's been a good exercise in discussing the different uses of the cycle path, and it's made me realise that there are just so many different people on this path.
This part of the project has come to an end. It's been a lot of really positive feedback.
Yeah, from my point of view, I just hope that we're going to find a way of making the path safer for everybody and a more pleasant place for everyone to use, not just pedestrians but cyclists as well.
We need to just work together a bit more and really respect each other.
So the main things that we're going to do to take this forward, we're going to try and get a code of conduct in place on the railway path and make it clear that the more vulnerable users have priority. The next thing we're going to do is look at more creative ways to use the space and create this kind of zonal park feeling. And we're also going to look at how we can encourage more sustainable transport routes across the community to take some of the pressure off the railway path. It was an experiment and we're going to carry on experimenting.